आज आपल्याबरोबर आहेत डॉक्टर श्रीनिवास गोकुळनाथ. सर, वी वेलकम यू ऑन दिस शो. आणि डॉक्टर गोकुळनाथ यांची जर ओळख करून द्यायची झाली तर डॉक्टर श्रीनिवास गोकुळनाथ हे एक नावाजलेले सायकलिस्ट आहेत. लेह ते कन्याकुमारी ही त्यांनी एक खूप मोठी सायकल राईड त्यांनी केलेली आहे. आणि त्याच्यानंतर त्यांनी भाग घेतलेला होता ते जगातली एक सगळ्यात टफेस्ट सायकल रेस म्हणून जी मानली जाते, तर त्या RAAM म्हणजे रेस अक्रॉस अमेरिका या स्पर्धेमध्ये तब्बल 4,800 किलोमीटरची ही सायकल रेस असते. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये सोलो कॅटेगरी जी आहे, तर त्या सोलो कॅटेगरीमध्ये ती रेस कंप्लीट करणारे ते पहिले भारतीय नागरिक आहेत. आणि अर्थातच आपल्या आपल्या सगळ्यांना डॉक्टर गोकुळनाथ यांचा अभिमान आहे. आणि आज या संपूर्ण स्पर्धेमधले त्यांचे जे सगळे टप्पे आहेत, त्यांनी या स्पर्धेची सगळी तयारी कशी सुरू केली, त्यांचा ऍज अ सायकलिस्ट म्हणून प्रवास कसा आहे, आणि एकूणच ती जी स्पर्धा आहे, राम किंवा रॅम, ही स्पर्धा कंप्लीट करताना त्यांना काय अनुभव आले आणि त्यांचा एकूणच सगळा थरारक प्रवास कसा झाला. सो याचे अनुभव आपण त्यांच्या तोंडून ऐकणार आहोत. आणि आजचं सेशन खरं तर डॉक्टर गोकुळनाथ स्वतः कंडक्ट करणार आहेत. कारण आम्ही त्यांना सांगितलेले की सिन्स ही स्पर्धा असल्यामुळे हे जे सगळे अनुभव आहेत ते तुम्ही सुरुवातीपासून सांगा. सो थोडासा चेंज आपल्या नेहमीच्या फॉर्मॅटमध्ये की मुलाखत स्वरूपात न होता डॉक्टर गोकुळनाथ पूर्ण हे सेशन कंडक्ट करतील आणि सगळ्यात शेवटी आपण हे सेशन कन्क्लूड करूया. डॉक्टर, वी वेलकम यू ऑन दिस शो.
धन्यवाद, थैंक यू. नमस्कार मित्रों. मैं मराठी तो इतना इससे नहीं बोल सकता हूँ, बट ठीक है. तो मेरा फ्लो थोड़ा इंग्लिश में अच्छा है. ऐसा नहीं कि हिंदी में नहीं बात कर सकता हूँ, बट अभी मैं अच्छी तरह इमोशनली कनेक्ट भी हो सकता हूँ इंग्लिश और फ्लो के साथ. सो इसलिए मैं जो कन्वे करना चाहता हूँ वो ओपनली और विदाउट एनी हेसिटेशन कम्युनिकेट आसान से मैं कर सकता हूँ. आपको पता है भाषा एक लैंग्वेज ही है, उससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. Okay. Anyways, thank you, Onkar, for hosting me. And as you guys know that I'm presently in Sudan as part of United Nations mission. So India represents United Nations for the past, since the time we are independent, we have been representing in the form of sending troops. So UN's representation in India is always there, and as part of peacekeepers, we are here in this country. So I'm presently in a city called Juba, where I'm undergoing quarantine because I did get a patient evacuated, corona positive patient, one of our Jawan who had paralysis of the right side of his body, and had to evacuate him. So I'm not in my home base. I am in another place in the country where the patient was evacuated. So it was difficult to get the logistics done. Luckily, I got my computer, and I fixed the internet Wi-Fi thing somehow, and I'm able to because I did not expect that I did not expect this. So I thought I'll make use of the UN internet at my home location, in the sense in another hospital where I am posted to. But in the past week, last Sunday, I had to get the patient here, and since then I'm on quarantine. So just wanted to tell you that this country is called South Sudan. Many people don't know that there is a country called South Sudan, and they always get confused with Sudan. So Sudan and South Sudan are two different countries. So that way as you guys know that I am a doctor. I'm an aerospace medicine specialist. I take care of pilots, and my specialty is to optimize their flying performance. Here I am there to assist in aeromedical evacuation of casualties that happens in the mission area. So Onkar reached out to me telling that can you share the experiences on race across America and my cycling history and all that. So I'm always very happy to share my cycling experiences, because it gives me an opportunity to be in that zone. For the past 2 years, I'm not doing any races. That's because I am in my circumstances are stronger in terms of I'm being posted to a place like this, wherein there are no roads at all. There's no training that happens. So whatever I do is all indoor training. Luckily, I got my indoor trainer and my bicycle. So I train indoors here. But since 2018, after I finished a race around Austria, since then I've not been to any races. You know, it feels very difficult for me to be without races because you know, most of the ultra cycling thing is all outdoors, and for me to keep it going, to keep the fire on, I need challenges. And you know, so but anyways, I am working and hoping that the coming days are going to get better, and I'll be able to do more races, and you know, um, learn more about being the best. That's how we got connected. So Omkar did connect to me in terms of WhatsApp, and since then we planned, and we try to create an ideal thing, but yeah, somehow we got I got the plans got changed in terms of my place and all that. But anyways, we are still good to go now. And so yeah, I just want to I'll share my PPT that I have made, and let's see how much we can how much I make, how much substance I can provide in terms of, you know, being I mean, I don't want to waste your time. I want it to be as productive as possible. Let's hope. Okay. Yeah. So Omkar, can I start, or should I wait for people to join? So what is it like?
No, no, sir, we can start. No problem.
Okay. All right. Okay. So guys, see, for many of us, you know, for many of us, passion and profession are not the same. Very few of us in the world uh, do have passion and profession being the same, you know. So where such people for whom passion and profession are the same are very lucky, because they can they need not mm, uh, waste time in exploring things. And you know, passion and profession, when they are same, they are more gifted. But nevertheless, there are most of us that for whom passion and profession are very different. So I'm one of them, wherein my passion and profession are different. And um, when I understood that they are different and they are very essential in terms of finding a passion, then it didn't happen. I mean, I did not go out to in search of passion. It just happened. So when you come to know, when you discover your passion, it does marvelous things to an individual, because it can transform that individual for sure, for the good. It can also transform many people who come around this individual, who finds who finds something passionate to follow and to grow. So passion gives an opportunity for many of us to explore deeper into our own self. And it gives because I don't think other than passion, you find an opportunity to dig deeper into your own self, and to explore to explore something deep within you. So I know it's very abstract, but that's how it is. That it was for me. So for me, cycling, it was right from 6 years old. I learned to pedal from my dad's bike, you know, a big rally milkman bike. And that's how I tried to learn how to bicycle. from the day I learned to bicycle, it was all about cycling was all about means of exploration. It was a sense of freedom. So right from then till 14 years of age, I used my dad's bike to explore places. I used to get excited. Nobody taught me the cycling. It is just that I learned cycling and learned to explore and all that. So that was fun when I look back. But yes, I did get my first mountain bike with a lot of pressure, with a lot of fight at my home for me to get one mountain bike, Hercules MTB, when I was in my 8th standard. And since then, for me, cycling has been a means of commuting and kind of exploring thing, wherein it's kind of, it gives wings to me. So that's the kind of feeling that I have when I'm on the bike. Till I did my schooling, I did my post graduation. Um, uh, in Bangalore between 2009 to 2012. When I was doing my post graduation, till this time, until 2009, I was commuting. I was exploring places through bicycle. But the active cycling community in Bangalore, when I got posted to Bangalore, is what did bring in a big change. What happened was, I used to ride some 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers before coming to Bangalore, and I thought, oh, that's a big deal. So when I came to Bangalore, I did get in touch with bicycle groups, amateur bicycle groups, so called Go Green and all that. So then I came to know that there are bicycle races that are being conducted every month in Bangalore. So the active cycling community in Bangalore did excite me that, oh, there are so many things that you can do. People go for 100 kilometers and more. People climb a hill through bicycle, and that's the kind of exposure that I got in Bangalore. So that inspired me, and that was the time that I came to know about a guy who was attempting a race called as Race Across America. I was very fascinated by just the concept of the race, that you are moving from one end of the country to the another end, and there is a time limit. So I was very fascinated about the concept. I was excited about the challenges that are involved in the race. So I told myself that, okay, one fine day, I was just newbie to cycling then. But I told myself that someday I want to do this race. That's how it all began in terms of ultra cycling. So at that time in 2009, there were no ultra cycling races or ultra cycling events, or no brevets and all that, no randonneuring. So even I didn't have a road bike. I was riding a single speed BSA bike, and but somewhere I felt somewhere I was getting more interested in these ultra cycling events and all that. I mean, the concept, just by the ramp concept, I was excited. And so one of the guy who used to ride with me, one of my cycling friend, in some of the groups that I used to ride, used to tell me that, man, you need to buy a good road bike. So I was hesitant to buy a new road bike for myself. I felt, it's mad to, I mean, I felt it is something weird to spend so much on a, I mean, that days it was more than 30,000 between. I know it was not it was not fine to buy a road bike which is so expensive, because I was riding a 2,500 rupees a single speeder. So thinking that way, I never had the thought of buying a road bike. But then my one of my bicycling friend Vijay, he's also from Bangalore. So he insisted me to buy a road bike. He took me to the shop and he said, "I will pay you the money, man. You can pay me later." So he did insist me to buy a giant road bike with giant TCR3. So I did buy a blue color giant TCR3. I mean, he did force me to buy, and the moment I got my bike, I said, "Man, I should do justice to this bike." So I went on long rides from then onwards. I mean, in a month or so, I try to go on races, go to every month race. I used to go on long rides of 200, 200 kilometers. Then I even tried to go to Hyderabad in 24 hours or so, so I went crazy to do justice on this road bike. So at that time, still, there were no brevet concepts happening. It was all touring rides. I used to find crazy riders, one or two crazy riders in Bangalore, like me, wherein we both used to, I and Vivek used to go to Ooty, and Ganapati. Also, there was another guy by name Ganapati. So Gana and me, we used to go to Chikmagalur, which was around 350 kilometers, and to Ooty in one day, and so something like that, some crazy rides happening. And uh, in 2011, when the breves finally came to Bangalore, I remember in November 2011 it came, and by 2012 I had to pack up. Early 2012 I had to pack up from um, Bangalore and move to the northern part of the country, that to a place like Jammu and Kashmir, where Kashmir, where you don't have much to. You can't go out and ride your bike in Kashmir. So because of security reasons and all that, I had to ride within my within the compound. Oh, I just forgot to the change the screen, my PowerPoint. Okay. So this was the Bangalore thing. So I was telling you that to find your deepest, passion is the only way to explore deep within yourself. That is what. So yeah, I was coming to this slide, wherein till 2012, when I was in Bangalore, it was all about finding the passion. And when I was posted out of Bangalore in Kashmir, I told myself, okay, man, one day I want to do, lay to northern tip of the India to southern tip of India. So I had this in mind, so that before I reach 40 years, that I should do lay to Kanyakumari and race across America in the solo category. It was just a thought, and I really didn't know that when it is going to happen, how it is going to happen. So then I told myself, okay, before I go to America, do something in America, I need to do something in my country. So that's how this Leh Kanyakumari thing happened. And initially, I tried to talk out my idea to friends and family and all that. They used to make it impossible in terms of telling me that, man, it is going to be really expensive. So it's not, you need sponsors and all that kind. But so somewhere it was not happening. So then I told myself, if things are not happening this way, let me do it in my own way. So then I took out my provident fund, and I put in some savings, and I did it self-funded. I did train my nursing assistant. If you see these the four guys, one, two, three, and four in the picture. He's a guy Kashmiri who has not even never moved out of Kashmir. So he was working in the golf course as a Mali. So I did take him, and this guy is a 21-year-old Kashmiri guy from from one of the village there. He was the owner of this small truck that we hired as a support vehicle. He was the driver, and I trained my nursing assistant and another guy. And there was an Air Force officer who tagged along the route. So he also said that he also wants to ride along. So then we somehow we set up the whole thing, and we did this in September 2014. If you remember, 2014, during this period, there was massive floods that was happening in Kashmir. And so yeah, I did jump to this slide, but yes. So when we did this expedition, we could do it in 15 days, and we set a Limca record at that time. So I felt very nice. The thing that I learned was, when you have any dreams, it is very important that I believe in that dream and do my effort. Just hold on. I have a visitor who has got food for me because I'm in quarantine. I'll just take the parcel and be back. Okay. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm back. So, yeah, after doing this race, I got posted. I mean, I did a course in Pune. Then I came to know about Deccan Cliffhanger race in 2015. I was doing a course in Pune in Armed Forces Medical College. So I came to know about this race. Then I did not have a bike in Pune when I was on a temporary duty to Pune. So I did borrow a bike and did get in some friends, college friends. No, I mean, I found them in Pune. No, I didn't know them before. So this was Arham who found. I was riding my bike and I found him on a traffic signal, and that's how I pulled in. And he did get some more friends of his, and we. I did this race across. I mean, the Deccan Cliffhanger race in 2015, and I came third in that race, so and I qualified. So that was it was a bit strange wherein I did not have a bike. I borrowed the bike and I I did this and also I did not knew the team almost a week back, and in a week's time I could get in touch with these guys, and I could see that Arham is now he I mean, I don't know. He's doing. He did race across America in the team of 8 last year. So I'm happy that all this group is doing well. I mean, in terms of this guy, Arham is doing ultra cycling very passionately, and other guys are involved, are supporting him, and Aniket, this guy has a shop had a bike shop in Pune, Seymour. So, well, I did qualify again in 2000. So if you see the 2014 was this race, and 2015 in the PowerPoint it is wrongly denoted. This picture and this certificate, these two match, and this picture and this was 2015, this was 2014. So I qualified in 2014 and 15, and then I decided to tame the beast, that is face the monster race across America. So as you guys know that Race Across America is considered to be the world's toughest ultra endurance race. It is the reason why it is called the toughest, because if you see the vast continent of America, it has everything. It has all the challenges that topographic challenges, weather challenges, and it has everything that comes in this race. Starting from west coast of America to east coast, you pass through deserts in the initial. You move out from the ocean side, which is very pleasant. In the first 80 kilometers, you hit the mountains, and then you dig deeper into the deserts of California and Arizona, and then you hit the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. Then you have the plains of Kansas. Then again you have a rolling terrain in Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. Then you hit the high mountains of Appalachians, and you reach Maryland. You cross 3 time zones and 4 rivers. So the challenges are many. The most important among them is controlling yourself in terms of being averaging 450 kilometers per day, because to finish in 12 days, 5,000 kilometers in 12 days, you really need to put in an average of 450 kilometers every single day. Otherwise, it's very difficult, because it's not a touring race, right? You need to be focused, and you need to put in that kind of work so that you be alive in the race. So, and as you know that the race is happening for the past 38 years. Unfortunately, that RAAM did not happen this year because of the obvious reasons. And you had a virtual platform that conducted RAM. Unfortunately, I didn't have that kind of logistic support. Otherwise, I would have given a try in the virtual RAM, because here I don't have that kind of a setup, a virtual trainer, and also no internet, because even for this internet I had to fight it out, you know. So anyways, so I'm talking about the challenges involved in RAM in the past 38 years. You see the race has maintained its fairness and it is safe. The race has claimed around uh, four fatal casualties till now. It is safe and fair because you have a GPS tracker on you. That way, it is an amazing race. I just want to give you some statistics. As the population of the world is around 7.3 billion, and around 515 to more than 550 people have been to space, and more than 4,000 have climbed Mount Everest, and there are more than 7 lakh people who have finished the Ironman triathlon, and around 1,500 have crossed English Channel. So as far as Race Across America is concerned, there are only 346 people. It's not 336. I did not amend it. The 2019, there were 10 more added, and it makes it 346. So as on date, there are only 346 people have finished this race successfully in the past 38 years. The number would have been more if the race had happened this year. As I told you, I attempted Race Across America in 2016. So in 2016, um, I could manage 4,200 kilometers, and I was short of 700 kilometers, approximately 700 kilometers. I was short of 700 kilometers and left with 26 hours. So I stopped at a time station called Time Station 41, Oxford, Ohio. And there are 54 time stations, and I was left with 12 time stations, 12 or 13 time stations. So I stopped. I did not finish. I called it a quit at time station 41, and because of my mind playing tricks on me in terms of, I was counting it to such an extent. I was making it more miserable, more impossible in terms of calculating. Okay, I have 27 hours. I have 700 kilometers. Will I be able to make it in every hour? How much should I? So unnecessary calculations, worrying. So I succumbed to my own thoughts, and I made it. I made this race more difficult for me at that point. That is at after 4,200 kilometers. I was dragging, no doubt. I was not very strong. I was dragging myself. So, but I succumbed to it at the 41st time station. I did put in efforts in terms of getting my crew, getting all the logistics sorted and all that. But my focus was not very sharp in terms of making it to the finish line. So when I did not, when I called it a quit at the time station 41, Oxford, Ohio. So my wife told me that, why don't you give it a try till wherever you can last? You still have 27 hours. So why don't you keep riding? I said, no, I don't want to ride. Said, okay, why don't you at least drive down in a car to the finish line and see how the finish line looks, how the finishers relish success. So it'll, if not this time, maybe in times to come, it might help you. So that sounded very weird to me, but somehow uh, I did listen to her. I and my crew did drive down all the way to the finish line, and we went to the finish line ceremony where the finishers were felicitated or given their finisher medals. So at the finish line ceremony, at the banquet hall of the finish line ceremony, when we were about to enter the hall, so the race director was right at the door. He did ask me, did you get a taste of RAM? So I took it. I mean, I felt it where that he asked it I felt it to be very sarcastic, but he wouldn't have meant. But I felt very sarcastic at that moment. He asked me, "Did you get a taste of RAM?" Because when you are battered and bruised at that point, I didn't know what to reply. Before I could reply, my wife spontaneously replied that he's going to come back and finish Race Across America next year and be the first Indian to finish. So I was shocked to hear the spontaneity of our response. And so this was the picture of the banquet hall. I don't have the picture of the race director asking and all that. So it was one of the banquet hall picture that I had to share. So this happened on this day in this place, and this is my wife, and this is me, and this is one of my crew member. So so I was shocked to hear the spontaneity of our response, and I that was the time that I learned that you I did not appreciate how much my wife wants me to be at the finish line. So I learned a thing that many of our family members are so desirous of we being at the finish line more than us, you know. So understanding and appreciating the fact that your family members are so much involved, so much desirous for you, is a big thing. It's a big learning for me, and I try to respect that in my wife, and try to try to talk more about the race, understand more about the race, understand what did she learn and what were the learnings, how I can be better. So that respect towards my wife, towards her thoughts, did grow manifold. So that was the time that this was the day that we decided that I'm going to come back, I'm going to put the hard work for the next year. So in the next 2 weeks I got registered for the race. No doubt I failed miserably in this race, and so when you fail, you know, you have millions of people around you would um, who would um, who would make your life more miserable if you you know. So failure has a potential either to break you down completely.